Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I apologize for the delays, but we have returned with the upper bracket finals. We just went over our upper semifinals. We had some amazing matches, some amazing results. Welcome back, everyone, to the H.4.0.S Galactic Battle number 2. I'm, of course, host Live VIP, and with me, I'm joined for the first time in a long time with our Polish resident CranKy Duckling. Welcome, Kure, to the casting desk.
Why, hello there. It has been a while indeed.
Yeah, it has been a while. I know you've been busy with other events. I mean, we've had IEM, we've had Dream, we've had a lot of StarCraft, a lot of events going on. But now we're back. Now we can cast.
Indeed. And would you like me to start this series? As we have our fresh new series, we have a PvP between two Protoss players, of course. And the first one in the top right corner, it is our red Protoss player representing Psystorm Gaming. It is Gerald.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player representing Starlight Twinkle. Just look down a laser 2-1. It is Krystianer. And before we get too ahead of ourselves, if you're in the chat, predictions. If you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on how you think the series will unfold. Place your bets on who you think is the first player to make it to the grand finals. One Protoss or the other. It is up to you to decide.
Yeah, and I for one am very curious who is it gonna be, because as you said, like, Krystianer has been popping off lately, and I mean, he was in the finals last time, like, it wasn't that far off from him winning, so do you think he can actually take it this time?
It's gonna be close. Like, it's hard to say. I mean, you also know this as well, I'm sure, but we've been casting a lot of Sparkling Tuna Cups over the past, 6 months, and we've actually seen these two play quite a bit. They play quite often, whether it's in Sparkling Tuna Cups or OC King of the Hills or some of these other online events. Something that we have to give credit to is that both Gerald and Krystianer are very active. They're very active in the online tournament scene, and they're definitely both grinders as well. Like, they put in the work, they put in the hours, they ladder a lot, they play a lot, and because of that, they also know each other quite well. Like, I feel like this series is maybe even harder to call than the last one.
Yeah, definitely, because, I mean, as you said, like, it's not only that they are grinders, but, like, they meet each other in those online weeklies all the time. Like, they have played so many series that they probably know each other's playstyle pretty well as well at this point.
Oh yeah, 100%. So we're going to be seeing some metagaming in this as well, I assume. And as we dive into our fresh best of 3, a big shout out to Dave Testa Papi. Oh my god, a shout out to Dave in the chat. Thank you so much for the 100 bits. Good to see the Ducklings quacking together different days. Life's been lonely. True. I've been lonely. I've been all by myself casting. Oh, thank you, Dave. Thank you for the bits.
Yeah, it's good to have Ducklings join together once again.
Yes, you need to cast more often.
No, not happening.
Even for the House Open Cups, it's been a while since we've casted those as well. We need to bring back the Kura casting.
I mean, look, I mean, the truth is that also, like, the House Open Cups also haven't been happening as often, because I believe those are like the 2 last bi-weeklies we had, at least for a while. Like, we will see if there will be like another season or something.
For sure. We'll see if they come back. And likewise, maybe if you haven't heard much of Kura's casting, I mean, we still have SDO and MSO. Every now and then we do have our amateur events, and that should be coming around the corner next week as well. So, Kura's going to be returning to the desk soon enough.
Yeah, currently the plan is that I am casting the amateur tournament of the CranKy Ducklings, so if you want to join me there, feel free.
There you go. Meanwhile, we did have 2 gate openers all around, but Krystianer is throwing down a proxy pylon, is going to be going for these slow reinforcing warpins, and he does have the army advantage pushing in towards that natural base. We do have the overshot, but only one Stalker.
Yeah, only one Stalker. The sentries alone will not be able to stop it, and the force fields are helping Krystianer as well. First of the Stalkers falls, and this looks like an overwhelming army for now.
Yeah, shield battery goes down. There is no defensive overcharge. That was the big defender's advantage for Gerald, and he no longer has it. Boys, they have to be pulled. Probes are going down. Behind this, Krystianer is happily mining on 2 bases, but we do see Gerald working towards Blink. Blink is on the horizon. Can he survive? Because here comes some more reinforcements.
I mean, the probes are trying to make it so, but like the stock is like, he only has one, and GG is called. Krystianer takes game number 1, just like that.
GG, well played. Krystianer takes the game. We were a little bit busy kind of like going over over what's happening in the chat. Basically what happened there is Gerald opened up 2 gates into Blink, into that Twilight Council in the main base. Krystianer didn't. There was no Twilight Council for Krystianer. There was no further tech. He threw down an additional gateway back at home, so he add extra warp ins. He just pushed. He just pushed across the map while Geralt was not quite ready in time. Yeah. And just like that, Krystianer takes game 1.
I mean, to be fair, Krystianer was preparing for like a, you know, for a transition. Like he was throwing down his Twilight Council and so on. Like if this didn't work, like he had plan B, but he just went for it.
Oh yeah, he went for the kill. Very decisive play there. Again, it was so important that Krystianer was able to throw down his force fields, focus on the shield battery more importantly, and because Gerald didn't see the army coming, remember, he only had 1 Stalker in position. His second Stalker was actually further back, ready for Oracle Harass instead, so he didn't have everything on the front lines. He didn't have everything to defend. Gerald was caught off guard.
Yeah, he definitely was. Not many units were in his base. But that was game 1. It's time to, you know, settle down. I say that, but it probably won't be settling down. We will probably get just as crazy in game 2.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to be getting into game number 2, and I'm hoping for a back and forth. You know, I'm hoping that we can get an extended series out of this and go to the ace match, but we'll see. We'll see if that's the case here. Again, a very quick and decisive game 1. This is the dynamic that I expect to see. Like, Krystianer is typically more of the aggressive player, and Geralt is more of the reactive player. That's usually how their roles are assigned. Yeah, that was quite a decisive game 1.
Yeah, at the same time though, I mean, after game 1, look, if you play a best of 3 and game 1 looks like this, game 2 you're just prepared for everything, right? Every possible cheese timing attack, you just bunker up, you make a fortress, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can go one of 2 ways. It comes down to Geralt. Like, he can either be hyper safe and very secure, or he's angry, he's upset. You know, we had the 1G at the end of that game, and he could go for cheese himself, right?
Oh,
like,
I mean, I can definitely see Gerald doing that as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's all on the table here, especially in the PvP. Meanwhile, it looks like we have our lobby. Game number 2 is going to be taking place on Golden Aura.
He did it well, and as I said, I am really, really curious what Gerald's plan is, because I mean, Krystianer, as you said, has a bit more freedom, and he kind of got like the upper hand in the mental battle. But what is Gerald gonna do this game? Like, is he just gonna go for the same thing, or is he gonna try to switch things up?
Oh, we'll see if he can. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Golden Aura, we have our blue Protoss player from LAN Poland representing Starlight Twinkle, leading the series 1-0 after a very fast game 1. It is Krystianer.
And in the bottom right corner of the map of Golden Aura, we have our red Protoss player representing System Gaming. It is Gerald.
Here we go. As for now, we are going to be settling in. Again, our PvP is upon us. Once again, we're going for these high ground 2-gate openers. We have seen Krystianer play around a little bit with like these more max packs builds, but against Gerald, he's so good at punishing that sort of thing. And as you were kind of alluding to before, I'm more or less excited to see how Gerald opens up and how he responds after what happened in game 1.
Yeah, I mean, again, like this is like a great mental victory for Krystianer. So I would assume Gerald would, you know, think about something like either, as you said, either super defensive or maybe something aggressive himself. But for now, they're just, you know, going along with their usual builds.
For now, we are just settling in. Meanwhile, I spoke about... Okay, I was going to say I spoke about these more again. Never mind. It's going to be a 2-gate opener here by Krystianer, 2-gate opener by Gerald, so standard openers for the time being. And we can see that there is no hidden probe on the map. There's no proxy pylon, as both second pylons have been thrown down in the main of Krystianer and in the main of Gerald.
Yeah, so I guess we will be having a bit of a calmer game this time. Gerald just poking, seeing what he can get. Krystianer does the same on the other side of the map, and yeah, I would expect this will be pretty mirrored for the time being.
Yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on the production tab to see any kind of big deviation from our players, to see if anyone tries to cut any corners or be a little bit more aggressive. Already a bit of a deviation. We see Gerald opening up Stalker Sentry, and Krystianer is skipping his Stalker.
Going Sentry Zealot, that's a very interesting opening, not the usual.
Yeah, the Zealot was just for show. You
Yeah,
can see
yeah.
he canceled the Zealot. It's just to show the probe that the building was researching to make it look like he was making a unit, when really he isn't. Because it's only a single Sentry opener, this means that Krystianer is being greedy and he's going for a much faster expansion.
Yeah, and I don't know if Gerald has recognized this, but he is making 2 more Adepts. They are currently on the way, so maybe he will be able to punish what Krystianer is doing a little bit, maybe get some damage. But actually, did those finish? Did he cancel them?
Yeah, I like this. It looks like Gerald's got a read on what Krystianer was doing, so he cancels the Adepts and gets into his own faster expansion as well. So Krystianer is faster by like a second or two, but not by too much here, as Gerald is not too far behind him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's one way to deal with grid, is just to go for the grid of your own. If you can spot it in time, they're actually pretty close in economy.
Yeah, they are keeping up with each other. Hallucination Scout comes in, and now we can see finally a big deviation when it comes to tech, as we see Gerald's going for a Twilight Council and Krystianer instead going for the Robo.
Yeah, do you think this is the time where Krystianer goes for all the Immortals and all the heavy artillery, while Gerald focuses more on Blink?
I would imagine so. That's typically the kind of like dynamic that we see here, where Geralt will have a much more mobile army with Blink, and Krystianer is going to have to take a more defensive role with Immortals.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely see that. I mean, we've seen Krystianer today with Immortals in PvZ, and they went pretty well, I would say.
Oh yeah. And we're going to be getting into that soon after. It looks like first we're going for a Prism. Now, the goal of this Prism is to get the Adepts into the main base. I'm sure you've seen plenty of times that... Oh my...
What?
Wait, what's happening right now? The hallucination versus the hallucination. Oh my god.
Look, when I see one Colossus, that's one thing, but 2 of them?
They're mirroring each other in every single way.
Yeah. Do you think
Even the misplaced Colossus.
Do you think Gerald saw the Colossus of Krystianer and he just made one for the meme?
I think so. Yeah, I think that was intentional from Gerald.
I think so.
But what I was getting at, as Adept's going to be threatening a shade, it's very commonplace to throw down, to have a probe in position and to deny the Adepts into the main. But how do you bypass that? With a Warp Prism.
Yeah, the Warp Prism is now in. The Adepts are chasing the Stalkers are now chasing the Adepts, so, but still they will be able to get some damage done. Not a lot though.
Yeah, Adepts, they 2-shot workers, and we're able to get 3 worker kills in total. Not too bad. At the same time, the Adepts, they snuck in. The wall was not a wall, and likewise, Geralt does his own counter damage.
Yeah, it looks like Krystianer was distracted with his own attack, and actually 6 probes fall down, so Geralt wins this round of harassment with the Adepts.
Yeah, and what's worrisome here is that Geralt didn't even have to invest into the Warp Prism. He was able to just slip on in nonetheless. Krystianer was just a little bit distracted, and Geralt comes out on top and takes a lead in the worker count.
Yeah, he does. And did the Warp Priest go down actually? No, the Warp Priest is still alive. Okay, I was like, did the Warp Priest was lost as well? But no, Warp Priest is alive. It is being found out by Geralt, so it's not going anywhere, but it's safe for the time being.
Oh yeah, it is safe for the time being. Can always threaten a backstab as well.
Yeah.
Geralt does leave a couple of swords in position, but now he's moving out across the map to apply some pressure to the expansion. But we mentioned earlier that because of the Robo Opener, we have Immortals, right?
Yeah,
we have Immortals to defend. Geralt trying to find a way in though.
Yeah, I mean, he does have Blink, so he could focus some units there, but with the shield battery, it is a very tricky position.
Yeah, even though Krystianer doesn't have the numbers to support his army, he has the quality here. These Immortals, they pack quite a punch. You can see that Geralt, he's sneaking in. He's going to get a couple of probe kills. One probe does go down, and he's going for a second probe as well.
Yeah, but he loses the Stalker for that as well, so I'm not sure how much that trade is worth it. I mean, definitely the risk of losing probes is nice, but at the same time, Krystianer is now in Geralt's base.
Yeah, we go tit for tat here as we get 2 probe kills across the map. Likewise, Krystianer, he gets 3 probes here for his Adepts. Did I say 3? 4 workers go down, so a much better trade. As I say that, Geralt, he dives back in.
Yeah, they just keep going for those mineral lines, and more probes are falling. Once again, Geralt is in the main base with the Adepts as well. He is being force fielded in, but he still manages to snipe a few.
Yeah, some very nice force fields, but as you can see, 10 probes go down. Ay, 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 far too much economic damage being dealt here. Gerald is successfully pulling apart his opponent, but we don't stop because the Nep's shaded into the natural.
It's always these two adepts on both sides of the map. They are being cleaned up eventually, but both players are doing damage to the mineral lines. I mean, it looks like Gerald maybe is a bit victorious, but in the end, the probe count is the same.
Yeah, as the dust settles, the worker count is pretty neck and neck between Krystianer and Gerald, but the kind of army composition is still very different, right? We spoke about it earlier. We have 3 Immortals here for Krystianer. Gerald instead mass gateway units with Blink Stalkers and with Charge Lots. And the big thing here is that, of course, Gerald could try to avoid the main army. He could try to wrap around, go for a backstab into the natural, into the main, maybe pick away at the Prism, maybe catch an Immortal. Gerald has a lot of opportunities here.
Yeah, he's trying to, but Krystianer is well aware where the army is, and he will not allow it to slip by. The Immortals are going forward, and this purely Stalker army is a little squishy.
Yeah, Gerald can't fight head on, but he picked off a Stalker, he picked off a Sentry as well. Like even here, like every now and then he's getting one unit at a time. Another Sentry goes down. Krystianer unable to juggle in time, so these are some nice pickoffs here from Gerald.
Yeah, that was a really nice precise snipe there, and this Observer will also help Gerald to get a better sense of what is going on on the battlefield, and now he has to defend, and he has one Immortal of his own, but is that enough?
Yeah, he has a 1 Immortal, he has a massive amount of charge. Those force fields are throwing down the Zealots. They cannot engage for either player. Immortals are doing a lot of the back line, but Krystianer, he has to back off. These force fields are buying time for Gerald's crucial time to get into more Immortals.
That they are, but how much time can they buy? Now the Chargers are actually able to... Oh, the War Priest goes down and gets sniped, and the army of Krystianer is actually getting surrounded.
Yeah, the charge will say dive in. 1 Immortal goes down, another as well. Gerald, he's just completely shutting this down. More Immortals are coming in to reinforce, and it looks like Krystianer will be able to hold the line for a moment, but Gerald, he has won this fight.
Yeah, it's just the Immortals. They have no support whatsoever. I mean, the army of Gerald is not big either, but the Immortals on their own can't really fight this.
Yeah, exactly. They need support. They need some kind of buffer. A nice force field towards the end. The Immortal is going to be picked off, and Krystianer does not get here in time. It was so massive that that Prism had gone down. If these Zealots were warped in offensively earlier to reinforce the army, it could have been a different game. But Gerald, he holds, and he does maintain an Immortal lead.
Yeah, the Zealots has to be careful not to lose all these Stalkers, but I feel like really the micro shines there for Gerald, where he's able to precisely snipe the important units, the key units in the fight, and that just, brings him advantage in the final battle.
Yeah, exactly. Whether it was the Immortals, whether it was the Prism as well, it all went down one after the other. And now Geralt is taking up even further, not just into Immortals, but into Disruptors.
Okay. Disruptors definitely could be helpful. I mean, they don't do that well against Immortals, but against all of these Zealots that are coming from Krystianers, that will definitely be useful.
Yeah, I mean, Disruptors, they're kind of the bread and butter here of mid-game PvP, and it's so difficult to counter without your own Disruptors as well, or your own Blink Stalkers, bearing in mind that Krystianer never researched Blink, so avoiding these Novas is going to be a difficult thing to do for Krystianer.
That is true, he never even went into the tech. He's so focused on the Immortals, he's going into Archons now, but he never really upgraded his Stalkers. I mean, to be fair, he doesn't have that many now anyway. He focuses on charge loss more.
Yeah, exactly. And Charge Lots and Archons and Immortals, they do many things, but they can't really dodge Novas too well. So Geralt, he's going to have a bit of an easier time against this army. Again, he's able to maintain his lead. 4th bases are being taken for both players. And it's on Krystianer to try to outposition Geralt. He is going for a big move out here towards the south, but the Observer does spot the army.
Yeah, the very well-positioned Observer from Geralt spots this entire army, but the SimCity alone will not be able to hold this, but it looks like Krystianer decides that this is not a good position to attack.
Yeah, at the same time, we drop into the main base, but we have Stalkers in position to defend as well. We can see Zealot run back towards the 4th, but Geralt, he's lying in wait. He shuts down the Zealot. Krystianer trying to come in from behind, trying to dive on top of the Disruptors, but we do react in time.
Yeah, those Disruptors were a little bit, a little bit naked, a little bit left there, but the rest of the army is there just in time, and, with a few zoning Novas, Geralt holds the position.
Yeah, I mean, that was an impressive attack by Krystianer. He attacked at 3 positions at once. But he didn't do any damage. And because of that, you can see the supply disparity here, where Geralt, he's just been building up better and better of an army, and he's soon going to be snowballing out of control.
Yeah, it looks like Geralt's supply indeed is spiking. Like, You know, he had a few difficult battles, but once he went through that, it looks like his army really is starting to snowball. And he's keeping an eye on the War Prism as well, so no more attacks from Krystianer anytime soon.
Yeah, we have Stalkers in the main, we have Stalkers outside of the northern location as well, so this Prism is going to be forced away by the Hallucinate. Okay,
that was close.
It's going to be forced away, but we do pay attention. It's going to be on hold position. And Krystianer back at home, the problem here is the quality of his army. It's mainly Zealots. That's all he's really relying on. There's like a couple of Immortals here and there, but again, it's just, it doesn't scale too amazingly into a longer game. Gerald's, meanwhile, he's got everything. He's got Archons, Immortals, Disruptors, everything you could ever hope
He's
for.
even working on a Dark Shrine. He's adding every tech possible to his army. He only doesn't have Skytos. Nova right into the Zealots and another one as well. So that's a lot of the Zealots down. Some of the Stalkers as well. And more Novas are going down from Gerald. His army still stands strong.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we spoke about it. The Zealots, they just cannot avoid those Novas. They do connect. We do see the Stalker army breaking through. We're getting on top of the Immortals at least, so not the worst trade for Krystianer, but again, he's just running out of units. He's running out of supply. More Novas going off the Disruptors. They survived.
Yeah, the Disruptors survived. They recharge, and now they are dealing damage to the rest of the Krystianer army. Immortals are going down, and the Stalkers alone without Blink won't be able to hold this. It looks like Gerald wins another engagement.
Yeah, he takes down the final army of Krystianer. He was building up towards that final push, and it just was not enough. GG gets called, and Gerald will tie up the series 1-1, forcing the ace match.
GG.
Yeah,
Nicely done by Gerald. Like, this was a really solid game from Gerald. I'm actually impressed.
Yeah, it was a very solid game. You saw that Game 1 ended very abruptly before Gerald could really get a handle on things, but here Gerald, he really thrived in the mid game. He got to flex his control, flex his macro, flex his attention. It was really impressive stuff there out of Gerald.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, like the most impressive part about this game was how Gerald was able to immediately identify what is the one key unit in the fight and just snipe it immediately. It's gone. It was the sentries, it was the Immortals, it was the War Priests. He always knew exactly what he needed to win the battle.
Yeah, again, just really good use of that Blink opener as well. We spoke about the dynamic where with Blink, you have a lot of micro potential, and it all comes down to your control, right? With how good or bad you are with it, that will dictate how much you can succeed with that kind of army. And it can be a risky way to play, right? Like if you miscontrol, if you misclick, or if you're not quite paying attention, your army can crumble before the massive mortal of Krystianer. But Geralt, he was up for the task. You know, he was able to keep up with Krystianer.
Definitely. And now the question remains. We are going into map 3. Are we getting another regular game? Or are we going crazy?
That's a good question here. I mean, we're going to be loading into Alcyone. There are a lot of really good proxy locations, and it comes down to what's going through Krystianer's mind right now. You know, what's going through his mind? How does he want to approach this after what just happened in that last game? Again, Geralt was looking quite impressive, quite intimidating. Is Krystianer going to try to avoid a more standard mid-game?
I guess we are about to find out. Let me quickly switch the scores. As we are now on Alcyone. There are multiple versions of this name, but this is the map, and we are looking at our Red Protoss player representing Psystorm Gaming. It is the one and only Gerald.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player representing Starlight Twinkle being forced into the ace match. But he did take down the laser to get here. Can he go all the way to the finals once again? It is Krystianer.
And well, looks like we are getting into a mirror once again.
Yeah, once again, we're getting into our initial openers. We'll keep an eye on these probes to make sure that they don't deviate or head in any kind of weird direction. When the map pool was new, we saw a lot of proxies on the right-hand side of the map where you'd mine through some of these minerals, gain access to this location, and go for like a proxy Stargate or a proxy Twilight Council or proxy Dark Shrine. But that was kind of found out. Like, players got really good at scouting and really good at identifying that sort of thing.
We got a probe book, finally. After all these years, the probes have booked.
What does that mean?
You know when the pros, like when you don't put them like on the minerals, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they just go and they just boop.
Yeah, no, but what does that mean for the Protoss?
Chat, your suggestions, please. Thank you.
Like, is that like an acknowledgement, you know, or
Yeah,
have they
they
like?
like high five. They like high five on the way,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah. They
Yeah.
high five it with their heads.
I mean, look, they don't have hands.
They don't. They don't have hands. So the probes, they just have to like, and they like headbutt each other. That's how they say
Yeah.
hello. That's
Yeah.
canon.
It is canon, 100%.
Yeah. There you go.
Look, they're just
There you go.
workers, you know. They have no part in this war. So they just like high five each other and just go about their day.
Beautiful, beautiful. Ooh, as Gerald trapping a probe, going for the pylon in the mineral line, you can see that one worker cannot mine, is stuck in between those minerals and cannot really add anything here.
We were just saying how the workers are not fighting. Well, this one clearly is.
Yeah, yeah. Gerald, he loves to do this in PvPs where he's able to, if he's able to catch you out, then he can trap you in, and he will force out that Stalker. If you remember, Krystianer last game skipped the Stalker, but now he's forced into it. That will delay the expansion for a little bit here as he focuses down that pylon.
That is such a cheeky thing, though. Like, it's like, yeah, the essence of Protoss annoyance. Like, they do that even to themselves.
Oh yeah. So a cheeky move there out of Geralt, and you can see he's scouting towards the edge of the map. He's not really trusting Krystianer too much. He's just checking the third base for any kind of proxy shenanigans. We can see that our openers are pretty standard.
Yeah, it looks like we may end up in a similar situation as last games. Once again, we have Geralt going for the Twilight Council while Krystianer opting for a Robo. So looks like once again Geralt will be focusing on Blink, and Krystianer will take the defensive stance first.
Oh yeah, yeah. So very similar dynamic here. Hallucination
Again?
It happened again.
At this point,
Krystianer.
this is intentional, right?
I don't think so. I mean, because of that, Krystianer doesn't get into the main. He doesn't see the tech, which he should have with the Phoenix. So I hope everything's okay. I hope there's no like hotkey issue or
Yeah.
something. I'm sure if there was, maybe Krystianer would have said something. But yeah, that's rough.
It's the hotkey goblin. This is something that Grand Games says, that it's the hotkey goblin changing the hotkeys again.
Yeah, it's a little bit rough. Now we're going for the Hood Station's Phoenix Scout, and now we should be able to get a better idea of what's going on, and we'll eventually confirm that it's going to be Blink, but it did take Krystianer a little bit longer to figure that out.
Yeah. I mean, he will get that scout eventually, as the Phoenix is now in and will be able to scout the Blink. And I guess now both players know what they're up against. I mean, to be fair, has Gerald scouted Krystianer yet?
Yes, yeah, he went for the
Okay.
Hallucination Scout earlier. He did confirm the Robo. At the same time, Adept's going to be threatening a shade towards the natural. Krystianer has spotted this, and he should be able to keep up. We should not quite get the pylon.
Yeah, he didn't get the pylon, but to be fair, there is an Immortal, there's a bunch of sentries as well. A few pros will still fall though, so a nice little sneak by for Geralt.
Yeah, we did slip in at the same time. Gerald applying pressure at the third base. Three Stalkers have arrived, focusing on that pylon. And can we get the pylon before the army does arrive? Oh!
Yeah, looks like we will, and that doesn't quite supply block Krystianer, but it's still an annoyance that he has to deal with later. And it looks like Geralt will not be letting go of the aggression as more Stalkers are queued up.
Yeah, more Stalkers on the way. We do focus down the harassing Adepts. Very nice positioning here from Geralt. Very nice read of the situation, but we do force field the ramp. With that, we catch a Sentry, we catch a Stalker, and a second Stalker as well. Nice counterattack here by Krystianer.
Yeah, it looks like Geralt poked the bear a bit too much, and now Krystianer is on a counterattack. He has 2 Immortals, he has a bunch of Sentries, and does Geralt have enough for a defense?
I mean, he just lost 2 Stalkers and a Sentry. That was a big loss for Geralt. The army's pushing in. We have 2 Immortals with this. Force fields get thrown down, but I don't think we really care. We're going to be pushing in.
Ooh, there's a lot of Stalkers here, and if they blink right on top of the first of the Immortals, the second one still stands strong though, and it looks like the numbers of Geralt are falling down.
Yeah, that was a questionable blink from Geralt. He bleeds out almost every single unit. 2 Stalkers survive, and we are looking to deny this third base. We do desperately warp in once again. The pylon's going to be going down, and we can warp in an extra wave of Stalkers. Geralt may be able to save this base, just barely.
He's going around, he tries to snipe the Immortal, and he will barely not get it, and it looks like this base cannot be saved.
Yeah, I mean, we did trigger the shields, and we're going to be able to focus on the Immortal. The Immortal's going to be going down, but it looks like he takes down the Nexus with him.
Yeah, I mean, Krystianer pays for it with the Immortal, but still that's a very nice delay as his third base is fully mining and operational and Gerald's is completely denied.
Yeah, that's a kill on the fourth. That is 400 minerals. Sorry, on the third. That is 400 minerals down the drain for Gerald. Now, he does have Blink. He does have a decent Stalker count here, but it's not really enough to break the third base of Krystianer. He's done well for himself. Despite the start where Gerald was popping up, he was getting so much damage done, now it wasn't so much worth it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that kind of shows that like that Immortal army really is strong, and if you don't have enough units saved up, you can't really go against this. Gerald will try again, but if he runs into those two Immortals again, this may not be pretty.
Yeah, but what if we avoid the Immortals? We dive into the actual focus on the shield battle. You can see Krystianer, he's on the hunt. He's going to try and chase us down. But we depower some of these gateways in the main. Not too bad. Nice pick-offs here from the Stalkers. But Krystianer, he's lying in wait on the low ground.
Yeah, he knows exactly what Gerald is planning to do. There's second Immortal here at the third base. Even a force field as well to keep the Stalkers in.
Yeah, nice catch here from Krystianer. Nice read of the movement of Gerald to be ready in the low ground at the third base. So a nice catch. Gerald, he's still falling behind. Look at the worker disparity. No expansion. Gerald, he's going all in.
He decides that he's just too far behind and decides to just play it all aggressive. Like the charges go in and go straight for the Immortal, but there's two more still waiting.
Yeah, Cannon finished up as well, and it looks like we may just have too much. Zealous are getting annihilated here for Gerald. Immortal in the backline putting in a lot of damage as well, and Krystianer, he is shutting this down.
Yeah, and that Immortal has not lost any of its HP points. Like the shield was triggered, but that is it. Not even shield was going down, so these Stalkers won't be enough to take them down.
Yeah, it won't be enough. The Prism juggling as best as possible. We have our own War Prism to juggle. GG gets called. Krystianer shuts down Geralt and will take the series at 2-1.
Really nicely played there by Krystianer. Like we got some. I mean, again, we got some strong attacks, but like also like I feel like that battle in the middle of the map was the key to victory here.
Oh yeah, you're referring to the moments when Krystianer was able to force field the army and catch. It wasn't even that much. It was 2 Stalkers and a Sentry, I believe. But that early on in the early game, when every unit counts that much more, like that was a big moment for Krystianer. He very quickly snowballed out of control after catching those couple of units.
Yeah, like that really felt like the moment that the snowball started rolling. As you know, Krystianer was going to attack anyway, but with the numbers that much lower for Geralt, like he still focused one Immortal, but only one of them, and the second one did a lot of damage.
Yeah, exactly. Geralt also maybe misjudging the situation at the third base when, in that moment, right, when he dove and we tried to focus on those Immortals, and he did get both of them, but he still lost the base anyway. You know, what were we really fighting for if we fought, we dove in, but we still lost the base? In the end, Geralt was forced into a 2-base all-in, but Krystianer was miles ahead. He shut it down. Very nice stuff there by Krystianer, and once again, 2 House Galactic battles in a row. Krystianer makes it to the finals from the upper bracket.
Yeah, really nice result there from Krystianer. And I mean, let's see, does he have an opponent yet? Or, I mean, not yet, but like, do we know who's in the lower bracket yet? It doesn't look like we know.
Yeah, that's a good question here, as !B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. The lower bracket has been progressing over this past series, and it looks like we have some updates. So a laser did survive Snogstar. A laser took down Snogstar 1-0, and now we have our ZVP lying in wait. Up next should be a laser versus Bappy.
Yeah, that's what it looks like right now, and I'm curious. I'm curious what's gonna happen in this season. I'm curious if we're gonna have a single Zerg in this finals, in the lower bracket finals, or if we're going full Protoss today.
Exactly. For those that are curious, right now we have a sea of Protoss in front of a laser. A laser, if he wants to make a finals run, if a laser wants to be our champion here tonight, he's gonna have to bring down Bappy, Geralt, and Krystianer. You know, some of the best Protoss players, or the best Protoss players in all of Poland, stand in a laser's way. Can he work his way through this? It's also going to be a bit of a stamina test, an endurance test for a laser, because that's a lot of ZVPs that he has to endure.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean, some of them may be quick, like the PvP we just said, but some of them may get very, very long.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we could see some
Right.
long games there. It is possible, definitely.
Hey, look,
Um,
at least it's not a laser versus spirit, okay? It could be worse.
True. I mean, I wouldn't mind that. I would not
True.
mind a bit of variety here. Okay.
True. I mean, I agree, but also I remember the spore crawlers and also just
Yeah.
bunker up in his main base.
Yeah, that was quite a time.
Yes.
That was on Near Humanity. That was an
Hmm.
amazing series on Near Humanity, and it's a series that I'll never forget. So, or a
Me
game I'll
neither.
never forget. So, it scarred us for life.
It did.
That's how impactful
And that
it
was the finals of one of these LAN events as
Mhm.
well.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was the finals of the esports event, the
Yeah.
final esports event. But for now, we're going to be going on a short break. For those that are curious, we have 3 series left in this tournament. Again, this is an offline event happening in Poland. The best of the best in Poland are duking it out as we speak. First, we're going to be having a laser versus Papi. Winner goes up against Gerald, and the winner of that goes into a best of 7 versus Krystianer in the grand finals.
Yeah, here's a quick note. This whole event is happening at the House Gaming Bar in Warsaw. So if you happen to be local to Warsaw or just happen to be in Warsaw and you want to see the finals live, you may still be able to do so. So
There you
if
go.
you're
If you
interested,
have any-
there is an address in the chat, so you can check it out.
Oh, okay! Exclamation mark House in the chat, and yeah, you can go there if you're interested. If you're local to the Polish community or the Polish scene, then you can head out there. I'm sure I'm sure they're having a great time at the gaming bar. A great celebration of StarCraft. And for now, we're gonna be going on a short break. When we return, we will have some more ZVP.
Oh yeah, there will be more.
Yeah, a lot more. See you soon.